Hello everyone. I'm going to take a few minutes of your time to review how the grading for the written responses from the ELA practice test will be recorded and scored. All of the rubrics that you need to score the practice tests will be shared with you via Google Drive. It will be in a folder that looks exactly like what you see on the screen. You'll see that each of the rubrics are indicated by grade level with G and then the number for the grade level that it goes with. If you double click and take a look at the actual rubrics, you'll see that these are for the CR Complex Form A exams. On most campuses, these were given on day 3 and day 4. These are the exams that had the written responses. If there were any multiple choice questions from that test, you'll see that it will say auto scored. If there were written responses where the students had to input a response, the rubric that you're going to use to score that written response is below. So for example, item 2, part B was a written response. There are 2 rows to take a look at here. This second row, scoring notes, is strictly for you as a scorer. These notes are for you to use to help you with coming up and determining the score that you want to give each student. The row that you really need to pay attention to is this top row here. The student will receive a score of a 3, 2, 1, or 0 based on the criteria in row 1. Again, row 2 are really just notes for you as a scorer to help you determine the given score that the child should receive. You'll notice that these scoring notes are specific to the writing task and the story and or text that the child read. So what I have highlighted here is a character name for this particular text that the child read for item 2, part B. If you continue on, item 3, part A was multiple choice, so it will be auto scored. Part B has the question for the written response. Again, same rubric, but your scoring notes have changed because they are specific to the text that was read. Continuing on, item 4, again, part A was multiple choice, part B was a written response, the rubric is below. Item 5 were 2 multiple choice questions, so they will be auto scored. You only need to print out 1 copy of these rubrics for yourself to refer to as you are scoring each of the students' responses. The actual responses will go in 2 places. The first place they are going to be submitted is on Linkit. So when you're ready to score, you will sign into Linkit. You will then click on Online Testing and then Test Review and Manual Grading. If you administered the ELA test to your students and you still have the test code, you can input it here and apply the filter to bring that particular test right up for you. If you don't have the test code and are unable to get it from the CSs, which is not a big deal, then you can just fill in the information above to find the test that you need to review. You're then going to click on the pencil and notepad for review. And then you want to click on manually graded only. So this will not show you any of the multiple choice questions. It will only show you the questions that need to be scored by you. So written responses. There are 2 ways that these can be filtered. You can filter them by student, which is how it is here, or you can filter it by item. If you filter it by item, then every student you click on, you will see question 4 for that student. So that's just a preference for you how you would like to grade it. I'm going back to filtering it by student. This icon here, if you hover over it, that means that grades have not been submitted for that student and the written responses still need to be graded. If you see an icon next to the student's name that looks like this, that means the student has not yet taken the test. Okay, so let's take a look at student 1. The answers are here on the right. You'll notice that the answer area is highlighted in red. In order for me to enter a score, I need to click on the box. Enter in the score out of 20. So let's say the child scored a 15. I'll click Apply Grade. And once the score is applied, you'll notice that the box then turns to blue. And I can go to the next question. Okay, it automatically has a 0 because this child did not answer. Click Apply Grade. Now the box has turned to blue. Question 9. Okay, again, no answer, 0. Question 10. Okay. Okay, you'll notice that this was a demo test that was given during computer class, so there are some math questions thrown in here, but all of yours will be filtered to be only the language arts questions for the particular test that you put in. Once you have graded all the constructed responses for that child, you are going to click Submit Test, and you will notice that the icon has turned to a check mark, which means you are completed with that child. Then you can move on to the next child. So again, just make sure that you select the box in order to be able to enter a score. Click Apply Grade each time, and you ensure that the box then turns to blue to ensure that you have actually submitted the grades. Then what you're going to do on an Excel template that is going to be shared with you also, it will look like this. We're also going to record the grades here for a hard copy in case something goes wrong with the system, that we have a backup for the recorded grades. So you will have to edit a couple of sections here. Obviously, all the students' names in this class section and the actual questions and parts that had written responses. So these will be different depending on the grade level. So please just refer to what you see on the screen as far as which question and which part had a written response. You can't see it here, but on the bottom the tabs have 6A, 6B, and 6C for right now. Please just edit those to mirror the class sections that you do teach. I think that covers everything for grading. As far as a due date, we are still waiting for an answer from Mr. Gaverchin around when he would like score reports to be circulated to the executives. As soon as I have that answer for you, I will make sure that I pass that information along. If there are any questions along the way, please make sure that you reach out to me and your CS. So if there are any technical difficulties, we can alert Mr. Ozdemir and Dr. Demir. Good luck to all of you the rest of this week. Again, if there are any questions, please let me know. Have a good week.